It's 8 p.m. and here are our top stories in 90 seconds. Another day of record heat with the Denver metro reaching triple-digit temperatures, and ozone levels are reaching dangerous highs, with the state issuing another air quality alert through tomorrow.
The surge in the Delta variant, I think it puts extra urgency to make sure that we are getting all of our healthcare providers vaccinated for the safety of our patients and for the safety of our staff.
Colorado hospitals are taking action, with one of the largest in the Denver metro now requiring all staff members to get the vaccine.
If you're not fully vaccinated by November 1st or have an accepted declination, either a medical exemption or a non-medical exemption, such as for religious reasons, then you are subject to termination.
But not everyone is happy about the new mandate, with some employees saying they should not be forced to comply. Plus, the CDC updating its mask guidelines for high transmission areas. But Colorado business owners are worried about harassment if they choose to require masks.
It was hard to be the vaccine police and the mask police because people were telling me they'd take their business elsewhere.
That's why we've kept the policy in this music room. If you can tell, we're like 200 square feet. It just seems like somewhere I don't want to be in a tight spot with people I don't know.
Good Wednesday evening, and thank you for watching Denver7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter. We start tonight with the record-breaking heat. Denver hit 100 degrees this afternoon, our fifth triple-digit day of the year. 90 degrees is usually the average high.
Even just being outside exposed to that kind of heat for any kind of period of time is enough to kind of dehydrate you and send you into heat exhaustion or heat stroke.
Doctors suggest wearing loose-fitting clothing and having access to shade so you can get out of the heat. And of course, staying hydrated as much as possible. Along with the record-breaking heat, we're also dealing with poor air quality. Today, the state health department rated the air as unhealthy for everyone, not just sensitive groups. That's because of the excessive ozone levels in the air. CDPHE is asking everyone to avoid exercising outside from noon until 10 p.m. over the next few days. Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson joins us now. And from the bad air to the record-breaking heat, Mike, it might be a good idea to just stay inside for the next few days.
Not a bad idea. We get some relief by the weekend, but today we hit 100 for the 100th time in Denver record-keeping history, which goes back to just after the Civil War. And the record we broke was actually back in 1876, 4 days before we became an official state in the United States. So that's a pretty crazy number. Some haze out there right now, scattered clouds around. We had a few thunder showers up in the mountains that have cooled things off briefly, but for the most part, it's just been hot and dry on the plains. Scattered storms to the west of us. The ozone alert remains in effect here. Flash flood watches over western Colorado, but not much to work as far as any rain. It's just poor air quality. That will continue again tomorrow. Little change. Storms to the west and bad air and heat to the east, but things will shift as we head toward the weekend. For right now, the weather headline's very hot and dry for Denver and the eastern plains. Isolated mountain storms. The poor air quality continues, but cooler, wetter weather on the way statewide for the weekend.
Thank you, Mike. As the Delta variant spreads across the country, the CDC is now changing its mask guidelines to help stop the spread. The agency now recommends all Americans mask up indoors regardless of vaccination status in areas with high transmission rates. The CDC also recommends masks be worn in schools. Recent data suggests that even fully vaccinated people can spread the Delta variant. And one of the Denver Metro's largest hospitals is now requiring all staff members to get the shot. About 85% of employees are vaccinated at UC Health and Denver Health. As Denver7's Eddie Guajardo tells us, the hospitals say they're no longer willing to take the risk.
On Wednesday, employees at both Denver Health and UC Health got the news.
We will be mandating the COVID-19 vaccination for everyone basically who walks in our building.
UC Health and Denver Health will now require all employees, trainees, contractors, and volunteers to be fully vaccinated.
The surge in the Delta variant, I think it puts extra urgency to make sure that we are getting all of our healthcare providers vaccinated for the safety of our patients and for the safety of our staff.
UC Health set a deadline for its employees to be fully vaccinated by October 1st. They're giving a $500 bonus to all employees who get a shot by August 22nd. Denver Health's deadline is November 1st, with no bonuses. Employees can apply for a medical or religious exemption, but for those who fail to get a shot and are not exempt, they'll get fired.
It's just crazy that it's come down to that.
A medical assistant who says she works at UC Health asked to remain anonymous. She says she sees both sides. She had an adverse reaction to her first shot and plans to apply for an exemption, but for people who can't opt out, it's sparking uproar.
There's a lot of upset people because they did not want to get vaccinated, and I've heard multiple employees say they would quit.
Another UC Health nurse who asked to remain anonymous called the mandate an impingement on their freedom. Their statement reads, "It may be a good vaccine, but for those who wish to abstain until further research is complete, should not be forced to comply." A spokesperson with UC Health and Denver Health says they're within their rights to require inoculation.
We have previously mandated influenza vaccination, and it's with the same focus. Focus is safety of our patients, of our staff, of our visitors, of everyone, again, that walks in our building.
Addie Guajardo, Denver7.
Addie, thank you. Let's take a closer look at what are high transmission areas. The CDC defines high transmission areas as places where there have been 50 or more COVID-19 cases per 100,000 people over the past week. Here's a map of Colorado from the CDC. The new guidance would impact all the areas you see in red and orange, which is more than half of Colorado counties. So far, we haven't heard of any local health departments saying that they're ready to require masks again. One of those high transmission areas is Summit and Clear Creek counties. But with the new mask guidelines only being just a recommendation, some businesses are left in a tough spot. Nick Juneman owns a music shop in Idaho Springs. He has a sign on his door asking customers to wear masks.
That's why we've kept the policy in this music room. If you can tell, we're like 200 square feet. It just seems like somewhere I don't want to be in a tight spot with people I don't know.
But other business owners say they are being harassed over mask policies requiring customers to wear one. A bookstore owner in Grand Junction told us that she reluctantly lifted the policy last month because it was getting so bad. The new guidance also recommends students and teachers wear masks in schools. CDPHE was already recommending masks for children under 12 since they're still not eligible for the vaccine. Aurora Public Schools requires them for unvaccinated teachers. We're still waiting to hear from local school districts on their official plans. So will this new mask guidance mean rules go back in effect at the nation's top retailers? Well, right now, no store has announced updated policies, but that could quickly change. One retail expert says compliance will continue to be an issue, since there was already strong resistance to masks the first time around. The president of the Retail Industry Leaders Association, which represents Walmart, Target, Walgreens, and several other major chains, is already asking customers to be mindful of guidance and respect employees and other customers who may continue wearing a mask. For the latest on restrictions and to see how your county is doing, visit thedenverchannel.com or the free Denver7 Plus app on your streaming device of choice. Unruly passengers are sticking around. The FAA says the problem isn't getting any better. As ABC's Alex Stone reports, most of the incidents are happening still because of COVID restrictions.
It's an increasing problem for flight attendants, passengers ignoring in-flight rules and becoming violent. Like this case in May, a female passenger on a Southwest Airlines flight landed in San Diego, and authorities say she knocked out a flight attendant's tooth.
Why do you have a right to put your hands on me, though?
Or this woman on a Delta flight this month when she was asked to wear a mask.
As soon as they deplane, you're going to jail.
Once the plane landed, police moved in.
You're not respecting my human rights.
New numbers in from the FAA show just in the past week it has received 106 reports of unruly passengers on board planes. Since January, the FAA has received 3,615 such reports. Of those, 2,666 have involved passengers refusing to wear a mask.
This is way higher than any number of incidents that we've ever seen in any other year.
This cell phone video shows two men fighting as they got off of a Frontier Airlines flight in Miami this month.
Get out!
The FAA is enforcing its zero-tolerance policy. Fines being assessed for fighting with a flight attendant can be as high as $52,000 and can come with 20 years in prison. While masks remain for now, airline executives have been optimistic the mask mandate might not be renewed when it expires in September. But with rising COVID cases in the U.S., ditching the masks on board is seeming less likely this week, meaning policing masks could continue to be a job for flight crews.
Flight attendants have a lot of work to do every single day on every single flight.
And it's not only a problem in the air. The TSA says it too is dealing with a rise in assaults on its officers being pushed or even bitten at airport security checkpoints. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
First responders are no longer searching for the body of a woman killed by flooding in Larimer County. Diana Brown was vacationing in Poudre Canyon with her husband David, his sister Patricia, and their father. All four were killed. The Cherry Hills Police Department needs your help identifying this man. They say he's a person of interest in a deadly crash that happened on Monday. 38-year-old Stacy Pepper was killed around 6:30 p.m. on South University Boulevard near the Country Club. The suspect was driving a stolen truck that was also used in a burglary in Arapahoe County. That person fled the scene. Call the Cherry Hills Police Department if you have any information.
This is a job that's well done, but still a lot to do. There's a lot to do, and we will get this done.
The Senate votes to take a big step forward on President Biden's infrastructure package, but it still has a few more hurdles before heading to his desk.
I say put mental health first. It's okay sometimes to even sit out the big competitions, to focus on yourself.
Plus, an American favorite bowing out of the competition. Why Simone Biles said she did not want to continue.
So 14 days after it's been recovered, 14 days that they didn't call us, didn't leave me a message, didn't send me an email.
And an Arapahoe County man struggles to get his stolen car back, claiming the sheriff's office is dodging his calls. Now Contact Denver7 is stepping in and getting answers.